was October 23rd, 2010, Saturday night. My husband David usually called every night about 8 o'clock before we went to bed, and he still hadn't called. Kept laying on the couch and thinking, well, I hope nothing's wrong. About a little after 10, the phone rang and I answered it, and I didn't even say hello. I just said, oh goodness, I'm so glad you called. I was worried about you. And he said, I think I've had a bad day. I said, what do you mean you had a bad day? What happened? And he said, well, I think a truck driver got hurt. And I said, oh, really? And he said, yeah, I just don't know. And I thought he was pretty odd. And then his boss took the phone and he said, hey, Lori. He said, we've had a bad accident today. He said, David was in an accident. He's out of the hospital now. I didn't want to call you. It happened about 10 o'clock this morning, and I didn't want to call you until he knew that he was married and that he had kids. He got a little bit of his memory back, but he's still pretty bad. And I said, do I need to come out there? And he said, no, they just told me to watch him, wake him up every hour and make sure he's okay. And I just didn't know how bad it was really going to be.
My name's David Lacey. I've been a pipeliner for 30 years until this accident. I always thought, well, it was a dangerous job, but it was never going to happen to me. I don't even remember going to work that day. I was working on a pipeline construction job in Elko, Nevada. A stringing truck carrying 2 joints of pipe weighing 21,000 pounds each lost control. The straps broke and the pipe was ejected off the truck. The OSHA report said I was struck by the pipe and thrown 30 to 35 feet in the air and a distance of 80 feet across the ditch. I suffer from PTSD, working memory, short-term memory loss, seizure disorder. I'm on anti-seizure medication for the rest of my life. It's harder on the people that have to give the care to people with brain injuries, I think, than it is the people that actually have the injuries. Lori had to raise me. It was like she had another child. After I got home, she had to do everything for me, fill out all the paperwork, make all the phone calls. I'd have never survived it if I hadn't had some help. And people that suffer brain injuries that doesn't have someone to look out for them, it'd be a hard road to hoe.
He was always my hero. I always thought if a tornado was coming, he could put his hand out, stop it. If the house ever caught on fire, he could put it out.
And now it turns out she's my hero.
It's still hard to talk about after it's almost been 9 years, and it's still hard to talk about. Our lives changed dramatically, not only money-wise, different roles that we play, different things. Thankful that we had our affairs in order, bills paid. I work. He gets a little bit from workers' comp, and we make it. And, you know, in a way, it's a blessing. He's been gone all of our lives. We're 30 years of it, and he'd been gone. I've raised kids by myself and always pipelining, and we're together now. It's just in a little different way than what we thought it would be.
Even today, I know that I shouldn't have lived. The best I could have hoped for after this was to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, but I don't know, somebody was looking out for me. Life's wonderful now. At least I see things. I took things for granted before the accident. Your health, your family, everybody's looking for money. But I understand that's not important in life now. I was going through life with blinders on. All I could see was the job, the money, but everything I needed was right there with me all the time.
As bad as this has been, as many hard times as we've gone through, and as much that's happened in the last 9 years, we have found ways to cope. We've made it, and it was a blessing in disguise. And we're a happy family, and life is good.